That's pretty amazing, right? No outside recess today, 100% chance of rain. I don't think we're going to be able to dodge the raindrops today. That would be kind of tough. Okay, lesson 19. And there's our friend Megan. I'm not sure if it's sharing the lesson yet. Nope, stopped it. Must turn down the volume because, oh my gosh, that's loud. Because people were talking too much. You weren't in here when I was saying that. Okay, hopefully that isn't quite as loud. Okay, let me try screen share again. Let's see if it goes through this time. Yesterday I had to share 4 times before it would let me show the, what do you call it? The Elmo view, live image. We're going to be on page, when we start writing, it's going to be on page 41. Yes, sir? Since when do we sharpen in my class? We can't do something else though, right? How do you think a rainstorm sends energy to elephants? By vibrations? What did we learn yesterday? They can hear the clouds, right? So does thunder make a noise too? So the sounds have energy too, yes? Mariah, have you been in the book fair? Yes, no? You have? Okay, then I gotta, pardon me for a minute, guys, I gotta send an email. Have you had your test taken? Okay, pardon me, I gotta send the email to Miss O'Neill. What we do need, guys, is for you to come to your homeroom teacher first, Mariah, because I didn't know you were here and I marked you absent. So you got to come to class first. Otherwise, I mean, Mr. Williamson's 8 to 5 takes 10 minutes. Okay. So now I've got to write an email to let him know you were here. Okay. So please come here before you go to book fair. All right, guys. Everybody hear me? All right. What? No, I was meaning, is that where you just came from? Okay, all right, thank you. Then I don't need to worry about it. Did you find your seat yet? Okay. Does anybody see where Maya's written on the desk? I think you're gonna have to do what everybody else did and walk around until you find your desk, Maya. I'm not gonna call out your name here. Anybody see where it says Maya? I wrote everybody's names back on the desk before I moved them around yesterday. There should be one that says Maya. Maya, who else sat at your desk? No. Who else sat at your desk at other times of the day? Who else's names were on your desk? Not a Mackenzie. Aubrey? Aubrey? Don't touch the purple part or a white rectangle. Okay. So clouds make noise. We heard that yesterday, yes? What else with a thunderstorm makes sound? In a thunderstorm, what else makes sound? Rain makes sound. What else makes sound? Lightning doesn't make sound, but it makes what? No. Lights. So is light a form of energy? Okay. Does anything else have energy in a thunderstorm? Okay, but what is the name of this thing we're talking about again? We already said clouds. Blank storm, guys. Thunder. Does thunder make sound? Yes. It's sound energy. Nobody said thunder. It's sound energy. Okay. So from a thunderstorm, an elephant could hear thunder, right? An elephant can hear the cloud itself. We learned that yesterday. An elephant can hear rain. We can hear that right now. Yes. An elephant could see the lightning. Yes. And all of those things are indicators of energy, sound and light, right? Okay. So all of those things send energy to elephants. Why do you think it's important that elephants detect and understand different vibration signals? Why do they need to know? Why do they need to be able to understand vibration?
So they can know where a storm is.
So they know where a storm is, which means they know where water is, because they tend to live in what kind of area? Dry areas. And they need to be able to survive, right? Because every organism needs water, right? It's like we need water. It's not like the elephant can walk into the nearest 7-Eleven and go buy a pack of water, right? They have to be able to follow the storm so they can get their water to drink and survive. Yes? Okay. Do you think elephants can understand vibrations from more than just rainstorms? Okay. So what other kinds of vibrations do you think they can interpret? Wrecks? You think they're commonly around wrecks?
No. Not Rex, but like,
Are you causing them or something?
no.
Okay, thank you.
Vibrations
Appreciate
from
that.
other elephants.
Vibrations from other elephants because they're communicating with each other. Yes. Okay. What about from predators?
Yeah, because the predators can be like doing
What could a predator? First of all, what kind of predator might be around an elephant? A lion, a tiger, maybe. If we're a crocodile. Okay.
hyenas.
Hyenas. A whole pack of hyenas might be able to mess with a small elephant.
When it saw that crocodile, that little lake, it saw hyenas in that.
Mm-hmm. So they need to be able to pick up the foot vibrations from predators, right?
Yeah, because if they're behind us, the elephants can't like turn so fast under that.
Okay. Yeah, because they're kind of large, right?
And they can't turn
Fat,
around
yes.
in 2 seconds.
You saw how much bigger that bull elephant was than the females and the babies were, right?
Oh,
So bull elephants, that's a male elephant, they can potentially hurt young elephants, the baby elephants. So do you think the female elephants, they're the protectors, the matriarchs, they need to be able to interpret the vibrations of a bull elephant?
yeah, but it's their time to attack them.
Right, especially if it's from another group of elephants, right?
Oh,
Okay. How do you think elephants feel vibrations, Megan?
From their feet, they have autistic or something.
What?
Something in the foot. What?
Acoustic fat. Very good. Very good. Very good. Acoustic fat. Acoustic means sound. So they have acoustic fat, meaning fat that they use to hear things.
They're basically standing on their foot.
They are. They are. So elephants' feet would be like a human's hand and feet because they have touch receptors in them, right? Bless you. We have touch receptors in our hands, right? We actually have them in our feet too. Our feet are very sensitive. Anybody ever stepped on something with their foot and ever had it dig into their foot?
Oh,
Have it,
a nail.
ever had to go somewhere and have it dug out?
No, it just came right out.
I stepped on the beat.
You're lucky if it came right out. Did you have to go somewhere and have it dug out?
One time, yeah, I had a whole crack in it, and it's a nail. It hurt. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was swimming in a river, and it kind of hold you up to that.
So our feet are pretty sensitive, aren't they, guys? If we didn't wear shoes, we would pick up a lot more touch vibration, like dogs, like elephants. But why do we wear shoes? If we miss so much information to protect them.
And plus, some people feet be really.
Keep them covered up, right? Especially during the winter. Okay. Do you think maybe an elephant's feet are different from ours and it helps them feel small vibrations more than we feel small vibrations
Oh,
ourselves
yeah,
as
and
humans?
it said in the movie, just by walking, they can like feel vibrations and feel.
And they can tell where it's coming from,
Yeah.
right? I don't know perhaps if it's the fact that their feet are made differently or if it's that they're more in tune with their vibrations with their feet because they're used to using their feet as another sense. We ignore ours, don't we? Our feet hurt, we ignore it and keep walking, don't we?
We can't hear people with our feet. So,
Because we ignore it. But who in here seen Pocahontas? The cartoon movie of it. Okay.
What is that?
Pocahontas, a Disney movie.
oh,
A Disney movie. All right. There's a part in Pocahontas where the Native Americans bend down and they feel the ground, right? For vibration. Yes. Certain groups of people used to use that as their information for when someone was coming, how far away someone was coming, how long it had been since a group of animals had been through the area. They're more in tune with what was going on in the world because they trained themselves to be that way. As humans now, we ignore that information. Allie, you're going to use up your whole eraser that way, baby. But perhaps if we went back to not ignoring that information, maybe we would get more, not necessarily more receptors, but we would pay attention to them more and get more information from the environment.
Wait, do you like use our feet or our hands?
We could use our hands, but
Oh,
I mean, I personally like my hands being soft and not being all cut up.
Yeah.
You remember seeing how the elephants were getting pedicures because their feet looked all nasty? I like my hands being soft.
oh, he was saving.
I don't know about you, yeah.
That's awesome. Ooh,
I personally like having my hands soft and not all scraped up and stuff, right?
and dusty and rusty.
well, you can also wear gloves.
And gloves.
Well, if you wore gloves, you'd be blocking your reception, wouldn't you? Just like our shoes do, right? If you wear something over your receptors, you block any information from coming in.
That's just like water. Like if you're in water.
I prefer to use my hands though, because like that's a bad history of getting stuck in my foot and things.
Ow.
Well, Ian, when he was really little, used to walk around, you guys probably did it too, chewing on toothpicks.
Oh, wow.
And he dropped a toothpick in the carpet. We had Berber carpet in his room. And I stepped on the toothpick and it went in my foot and broke off in my foot. And I had to go to the doctor and I had to dig it out. And the doctor said, you realize you're probably going to surgery because I don't know if you know this, but toothpick wood is really thin and it tends to look just like your skin, no matter what your skin color is. And so he came in with this Black & Decker toolbox. And I'm like, not a good sign. Not a good sign when a doctor comes in with Black & Decker toolbox to you and your foot. And he went putting shots in. I jerked my foot, and my husband goes, I think you're hurting her. He said, oh, I know I'm hurting her. This hurts. The feet are sensitive. That's when I learned how sensitive human feet are. Because it was in the middle. Well, the numbing shots hurt, but it was in the arch of my foot. That's why I stepped in it.
Ow.
And that's a very sensitive part. And I did not know our feet are that sensitive. I didn't know that. I learned that day. And my kids stopped walking around the house chewing on toothpicks too after that day. Because they told me, you're not going to walk out of here and chew. And I was like, make a bet. Don't tell me I'm not going to do something. I did. I walked out and chew. But it came out in pieces, the toothpick.
Oh,
And it was a whole toothpick. It broke off. Yeah, broke off. Did it in my foot. Our feet are very sensitive. We think of our hands being more sensitive than our feet, but they're actually not. We have a lot of touch receptors in our feet, and I did not know that until that day. That was not a fun way to learn. I learned it firsthand. Our feet have a lot of receptors and a lot of touch receptors. Maybe not temperature receptors like our hands. Our hands have a lot of temperature receptors to protect us from burns and cold injury. Our feet might not have as many temperature receptors, but they have as many touch receptors as our hands.
Yeah, but our hands and bodies and not go up.
I used to walk around barefoot whenever I
Yeah, when I was a
go to my
kid.
mom's house, and there was this big park and it had, across the street from my house, and it had this big rose bush.
Mm.
And I walked in it one day because I wasn't paying attention and I had my little brother on my back. I dropped him in the middle of the street because I walked in it. And he started crying because he fell on his head.
Oh,
Oh,
And I got
Oh.
stuck in the foot.
I have blisters on my foot. So one time
okay. So we've learned about elephants' feet somewhat, and we learned yesterday about their ears, right? So we're going to go back to this book, Elephant Scientist, to learn more about their sensory receptors, okay? And in your book on page 41, you have a table about sensory receptors, and we're going to fill this out. We're going to do like we did in social studies before, where I'm going to help you on 1 or 2 boxes, and then you're going to fill in the others by yourself. Okay. I know Tiffany's not done this before, but the rest of you guys have. You guys know how picky I am on stuff. So we'll do 1 or 2 boxes together, and then you'll do the others by yourself. Okay. And this is going to be all the filling out of things we do today. Okay. So I'm going to read aloud the first paragraph of caller ID on page 49. I guess an elephant version of caller ID. Oh, this glare. Even with the lights half turned on. An elephant sometimes rolls a front foot forward and presses its toenails into the ground, presumably to detect vibrations by way of bone conduction. What they mean by bone conduction is they're allowing the vibration to go through their bones. Okay. I'm sure everybody in here has heard music so loud, especially bass,
Oh God.
that it goes through your bones, right?
It vibrated the whole car.
That is bone conduction. Here's another example. You've heard your voice played back from a recording, right? Really? You've never heard yourself videoed and your voice sounds different than how you hear it in your own ear. Okay. The reason your voice sounds different, like right now, my voice sounds one way, but if I listen back to my Zoom video, it sounds different. That's because right now I'm hearing it through my bones in my head, and I'm hearing it through my ears. So it's going through my bones. It's called bone conduction. Make sense? So these guys, they're rolling their feet forward so they can feel vibrations through their feet bones.
Oh, and it goes through the whole body.
Yes, and it goes through their whole body all the way up to their ears, just like we saw in the video. Okay. So as Caitlin continued to visit Bushara each year to study elephant communication in the wild, she made more and more amazing discoveries. Not only can elephants detect ground vibrations, she learned, but they can also discriminate, which means to tell the difference between subtle differences between these vibrations through their feet. That is, they can tell whether calls in the wild come from trusted friends, such as other family members, or from strangers. In other words, you know your friends' voices versus your family members' voices versus your teacher's voice, right? They know the vibrations of their friends versus strangers.
Oh.
Pretty cool, right?
But what if the other person has the same idea?
They don't. They have different vibrations. Okay, make sure we're getting this all correct. So as she continued her investigations, what did she discover about elephants' ability to detect vibrations?
They can do it miles away.
They can what?
Just like miles away.
They can what, Allie? They know who it is based on their vibration, right? It's like a vibration voice, right?
And they can hear like vibrations from farther away if it's like under them. Like if they're,
Yes. Because we learned that those deeper voices travel a lot farther, right? Okay. And they use what to tell the difference between vibrations? What part of their body?
their feet.
Their feet. Why do you think it's important for elephants to tell whether vibrations are from family members or from strangers? And I'm going to direct this to our new friend, Tiffany. Why do you think it's important for elephants to tell whether it's from a family member or from a stranger, Tiffany? Let me give you an analogy. Is it important for you when you're standing behind the door, if you're home alone, and you hear someone talking on the other side of the door and you don't have a peephole? Is it important for you to recognize if it's a family member's voice or a stranger's voice on the other side of the door? Would that be an important thing to know before you open that door? Okay. So would it be the same thing for an elephant? Would it be a helpful thing if they knew it was a family member versus a stranger? Would it keep them safe? Because believe it or not, elephants can be attacked by other animals. Elephants can be attacked and even killed by a pack of hyenas or a crocodile or lions or a male elephant. Male elephants are a lot bigger than females. Maybe if they're in the same spot.
Well, and
If it's in Asia, a tiger would totally take them down.
yeah.
Tigers in Asia can be up to 12 feet long. They're 10 to 12 feet long in Asia. And Asian elephants are smaller than African elephants. So Asian elephants are prey to tigers in Asia, in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
Yeah. Lions are smaller than tigers, believe it or not. Sumatran tigers are huge.
It's not jaguar.
Never small. So is it important for an elephant to know the voice of family versus stranger?
Yes.
I'm asking Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm amazed by your ability to throw your voice here to Bryce. Is it important for elephants to know voice? Yeah, it is. It keeps them safer. Because believe it or not, elephants, they get eaten, they get attacked, they get hurt. Okay. They're like a big walking steak, some animals. They're really, really, really big for a whole group of lions. Yes. Yeah, for a giant steak, it would last them a long time. For a whole pride of lions.
Would they like try to move the elephant out of?
It wouldn't be just one group of lions, it would be for a whole bunch of different animals.
Oh, that's
No, that would provide a lot of meals. So the elephant would, it would not be like it is for humans. Humans, if a human takes out an elephant, they're going to do it just for the tusk. When animals take it down, they're going to use it. There's not going to be things left over other than
She
bones.
didn't take it back.
Cheetah? I don't think so. Cheetahs are small. They're gonna chase it. They're gonna chase it. Yeah,
But what
totally.
if they're in groups?
They're gonna chase it. Cheetahs are fast.
Yeah, those elephants like moved away.
But a bull elephant, you guys saw in the video yesterday, that bull elephant's huge, isn't he? He's humongous.
They won't try to go.
I mean, the bull elephant would just put his foot down on the animal and take it out, flatten right out, right? Okay. So the next section of text is going to be on page 50. This is next page. What we need to listen for is subtle differences in vibrations that the elephants make. Okay. Oh, a lot of reading. So this is the inside of his foot. Remember, this is the bone, and this is the fat pad, and this is, I think that's muscle. This is the bottom of an elephant's foot. These are, if I'm not mistaken, these are the Pacinian corpuscles. These are going to be those touch receptors, I think, because our touch receptors in humans look very similar. It's just these are much larger. Our touch receptors are tiny, and our touch receptors look like tiny little onions, and they are not. They do. Don't these look like giant onions? Our, well, no. Do you see how they're concentric circles? That's what I mean by onions. They're concentric circles, and that's exactly what this looks like. They're just much bigger. No. All right, so let's listen for what was discovered inside the elephant's foot, okay? The scientists followed her field experiments, in other words, what she discovered watching the elephants, with anatomical studies, in other words, studying the inside and the outside of the elephant, those involved in the physical body, and teamed with the Stanford veterinary pathologist, Donna Bewley. So a veterinary pathologist is the person that studies the actual body by cutting it. Yeah. And the student Christine Alarcon to investigate the vibratory sensitive cells. So these are going to be the things that pick up vibrations in the elephant's foot. She started by identifying special cells called Pacinian corpuscles and then counting how many were present across the bottom of the foot. Pacinian corpuscles are cells that look like onions and have many nested layers, in other words, these concentric circles, that shift, so they move, in response to a vibration. The shifting layers of cells cause a nerve impulse to be sent to the brain. So when they sense vibration, they send a message up the nerve to the brain. One way elephants detect vibrations rippling across the surface of the earth is through these vibration sensitive cells in their feet and their trunk. The special cells allow the animals to feel the tiniest of movements. This is especially true in the trunk tip. Notice I didn't say feet. So their trunk tips are really, really sensitive to vibration, which researchers have found to have an extraordinary concentration of these cells. So their trunks are really, really sensitive to vibration.
So that's why they put it down like that.
That's why they put their trunks down to the ground. Like that. She's putting her trunk down to feel vibrations.
And the feet.
And her feet. But look, that's why her trunk is down on the ground.
So they got lots of.
They have lots of things to feel the ground. Oh, that is a key, I think. Yeah. I did not even use that picture to draw that one picture over there on the board, but look, that looks like it was the zebra in the background. I know. except that elephant's facing me. But remember, they told me to draw a zebra, and I did. And they said, no, it's like a donkey. I'm like, whatever. Now you get to draw that striped donkey. That striped donkey. Okay. So what did Dr. O'Connell discover when she looked inside an elephant's foot, Kayla? I gotta speak up since you're all turned away from me now. Do you remember what these things are called? It's in the caption and it's also in the paragraph right next to it. Pacinian. Corpuscles. So they're vibration sensors, right? That's what's in their feet and also in their trunks. They got a lot of them in their trunks, right? So those are special sensory receptors. We have something analogous to it in our fingers. Just in our fingers are really, really small. Okay, they're not so elaborate as that. They found lots and lots of them in the trunk. Let's see what the next set of questions is. See if I can go on to the next page. I'm glad the rain's going to be over before we get out of here. Yes, it's supposed to end around noon. I guess. No, it's going to be over with by noon. At 3 o'clock, it'll be done. It'll be gone. Whatever the light is, please don't do that again. All right, so we have Pacinian corpuscles, but in us humans, but they're not evenly spread out. Taste buds are similar. Where are taste buds found in humans? Our tongues. In catfish, where are they? All over, but there's a whole bunch in their whiskers, right? Why are they all over in a catfish?
So they can feel like behind them
Well, where do they live?
in the water.
What kind of water?
Fresh.
Muddy water, so you can't see in it, can you? So they need, well, it's water they can't see in, which is the important part. They live in dark, muddy water and they can't see. So they have, I don't know, but the thing is they have those touch receptors all over, those taste buds all over, so they can find their food.
Okay, and they can talk
And to us, it tastes great.
Oh,
Okay. How are elephants' feet and trunks specialized to detect vibrations?
so they can know where like people are and they're giving the warning and like
Okay. I'm going to read the second paragraph again. One way elephants detect vibrations rippling across the surface of the earth is through these vibration-sensitive cells in their feet and trunk. The special cells allow the animals to feel the tiniest of movements. This is especially true in the trunk tip, where they have an extraordinary concentration of these Pacinian corpuscles. So, Pacinian corpuscles, these little onion-like cells that detect vibrations. So how are their feet and trunks specialized to detect vibrations? How are their feet and trunks specialized? How are they specialized?
What is specialized?
they not only have those cells, they have they have a lot of those cells.
Yeah, in their feet and trunk.
Right. They have a lot of it. It says they're especially concentrated where?
The tip of
The tip of the trunk. Okay. All right, so going to your notebook. Feet. An elephant's feet have vibration sensitive sensory receptors called what? The weird word. Pacinian corpuscles. That shift, in other words, that move. In response to, why do they move? In response to vibrations. What do you think the purpose of that is? Yes. So the feet detect vibrations. To help elephants tell the difference between family members and who?
Enemies. No, not enemies.
Strangers. What is it, Joanna? What is it? Okay.
Do you like kid elephants have like different names?
Kid elephants are going to learn how to behave by following their mom.
You know, like the older elephants have more vibration restrictions. And like when they
I don't know. I'd have to read more of the book. If they've even done that experiment. By the way, our new phenomenon question with this lesson is how can elephants interpret information from the vibrations they feel? Which we're learning already. Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you guys enough time to copy what I have about the feet. Then I'm going to put this back up, read a little bit more about the elephant's trunk, and then let you fill in this information about the trunk. Okay. That rain certainly cooled off the building, didn't it? Oh, it's just gonna come and go. Definitely no outside recess. You guys see my shirt I'm wearing today?
No. I love students.
I ain't matched my shirt. I think it has to do with you guys. Just got it in the mail yesterday.
You should get them one that says best teacher ever, because everyone
You've been teaching for a while. Your old students tend to come back down the hallway to see you.
is that what
See that
those
Miss
two-
Ramita's and I old students come back down the hallway to see us.
is that what those two kids did this morning?
Down the hall today. Jacob and Chance is in fourth grade. His mom worked at the VA. She's a nurse. And he said, we used to give responses on whiteboards, individual whiteboards, and stuff stacked up over there in my cabinet. And he wrote that his mom, instead of saying she gave shots, that she would shoot people.
Oh.
And she was a paid assassin. So, and he has really big eyes for his faces. So, actually, so I took a picture and sent it to his mom, and she busted out laughing, like laughter emojis all the way across. I don't remember what her last name is. She's married. It's not the same as his last name, but it was funny. It was like, he'll just smile and dig his day. My mom shoots people. She's a paid assassin. I was like, is this true? I said, I'll keep your secret to my dying day. I promise. She's like, thanks for that. She's like, I swear I'm a nurse. I don't shoot people. I give them shots. Spelling, it matters. The extra O. Shot versus shoots.
At first, I thought that he actually meant the shot. But then when
Yeah,
he
he
said
said shot.
Jackson, I was like, no.
No, he had a sense of humor too. Bless you. And Jacob had wanted to be my class worker. We've always had this program where middle school students will go and work in an elementary student classroom. He wanted to be my class worker this year, but because of COVID, we can't have class workers this year. And Jacob had wanted to either work in Miss Ramita's classroom this year or Mom's classroom. And he's so upset that he can't work in a classroom this year. He's like, "Ugh." Jacob's a really tall black kid.
Oh,
I still have the bag that his grandma, he lives with his grandparents, and his grandma custom made this bag for me that said, to the world, you might just be a teacher, but to Jacob, right, you are the world, or something like that. And I still have the bag hanging up. I had this custom made armoire in my bathroom that I painted. Like, I like to paint too. And I still have the bag that they made. that she and he made.
Yesterday, it was crazy.
What with Jacob?
No,
Oh.
at my house. We had to paint. My sister got paint when she did.
Oh, that sounds like fun, right?
I did on Saturday.
All right, has everybody got this now? Anybody still writing?
Oh, I'm done with.
Okay, Allie, you got about 30 seconds.
I did the trunk.
You did the turkey.
I did the trunk.
Oh, you already did the trunk?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 more days till your mom gets back? Yesterday, I think she said it's 3 more days till she's back. I thought say 2 more days now, right? And right now you're with grandma or uncle?
Yesterday, we spent 3 hours trying to get LED lights up in my room.
That's LED lights above my board.
I have them above my bed.
That's what I'm gonna get. But
If Mila stayed here, her room would be very much decorated, but she's moved to Dallas. We'll see what my son lets me do.
You don't think enough to think of LED lights because my room is too big and it only fit half of my room.
have you ever been to Six Flags?
I used to live really close to Six Flags. What do you
I
think?
heard that the Titans had issues and I'm kind of scared to go on it now. I think it's safe.
I can't ride anything at Six Flags now because my neck.
Well,
I can't do any rides.
I heard
I can
the
hold
Titan-
Mila.
I thought the Titan was something that swung you around, but no, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah. I can't even do the swing because my neck. The
I wanna
big
do
swing.
the pirate
And I like that. I can't do that.
That's what I'm gonna
anything.
do. I wanna do the
I
pirate
can't do anything because of
thing.
this. I can't even do Disney rides,
Batman.
which I could do maybe teacup, but you know how stinky that is? 'Cause I love rides. And I can't do anything.
Why you do all
I've never been to Six Flags.
There have been 6 international flags that have flown over Texas.
What is Six Flags?
It's an amusement park. It's not as safe as the Disney
I've
and
never been
Universal.
to
Yeah, that's slingshot.
Girl, I wish I could take you places. All right, let me put this up about the trunk. So I'm going to reread this part about the trunk here and go on to this part over here on this other page so you guys can do the part about the trunk. I know Logan's done the part about the trunk. Maybe one other person has, but this way everybody can do the part about the trunk, okay? One way elephants detect vibrations rippling across the surface of the earth is through these vibration-sensitive cells in their feet and trunk. These special cells allow the animals to feel the tiniest of movements. This is especially true in the trunk tip, which researchers have found to have an extraordinary concentration of these cells. These cells I'm going to write right here are Pacinian Corpuscles. A corpuscle is a muscle. Okay, that's what corpuscle means. It just means muscle. Oh, come in, book. There it goes. After her own investigations, Caitlin determined that the trunk was probably more sensitive to vibrations than the foot. This would explain why dominant individuals in both family and bull groups, in other words, that matriarch, like the mom leader, and the bull groups, so the dad leader, spend a lot of time with their trunks on the ground before choosing which way to go. By presumably using the trunk to determine the safest direction for travel, it would minimize potentially negative encounters, such as unfriendly animals or people in trucks. Okay? So go ahead and do your bit about the trunk. People in trucks come and shoot them for their tusks. It's really common. It's really sad. It's very sad. Because the animal wouldn't let you, so they kill them for it.
Why don't they just numb them and put them to sleep?
They don't. It would cause, if I'm not mistaken, it causes them to bleed out. I'll look it up while you guys are doing the part about the tusks.
That's what napkins are for.
Ah, An elephant?
Yeah. They're not human would be like this other ant.
What's our queen? That's good.
All right, guys, get the tusk part now, okay? Tusk. Okay, so to remove the tusk, the tooth must be carved out of the skull.
Nope.
Also, if you take the tusk out, then
Yes.
break the skull. Don't break the skull.
Well, by breaking the skull, you kill the elephant.
Why can't they just break off their tongue?
Yeah, just break off a little piece.
They want the whole tusk. That's how it's worth money.
You don't need the whole one. Just break off a piece.
That's not why they do it, though.
Oh, really?
Why can't they just go get a job?
Just pretty sure that is the job.
Well, that is the worst job.
Understand that where people kill elephants for their tusks, there's not a lot of other things to make money. That is a highly profitable thing to do, and starvation and yes, it is. Endemic poverty is high where elephants live.
If you take the rattle off of a rattlesnake,
We're not worried about rattlesnakes right now. We're getting the tusk thing written, okay?
Alright, guys.
Those tusks are also used to dig up dry water pans because they'll dig into dirt that will create a well in which water rises and fills the hole, making a drinking water source that was otherwise inaccessible.
Also, they can make water.
No.
They can make a hole.
Not water. I mean,
They
like
can make a hole for water to fill in.
Yeah, that's what I have you make.
They can also use the tusk to dig for roots and tubers to eat,
Oh, that's smart.
What is a tuber?
like a potato or a root. They can also use it to strip bark from trees to eat some of the inside of the tree.
Hey, leave.
Right.
They're not going to eat a leaf, not with their tusk.
Oh, it's not.
They also use it to establish social hierarchy within their groups.
And to protect.
Some conservationists have tried taking the tusk down, leaving just a little piece of it so that poachers won't take an elephant for its tusk. But poachers will even take it for that little piece of it left. Some poachers will even poison a water hole and take every animal that dies from it. Because tusks are worth their weight in gold. They're that valuable. Millions of elephants have died.
But what if people are trapped out there and they drink out of the water hole?
Then the person would die.
Yeah, they're gonna be dead. That's it.
So somebody
People care to survive and feed their family in places where there's not enough money for food. They want to feed their family. They're going to take whatever they can to
They
make money.
kill elephants to protect their family.
Yeah.
Elephants want to protect their families, yes, but people want to protect their families too. And you have to understand in the places where there's not enough money, there's not enough food, they're going to do anything they can to make money to support their family. And sometimes it means doing illegal or things that we consider unethical.
I mean,
Like this says right here, this statement, it's a complex issue. Newborn baby.
Whoa.
Lord have mercy.
All right, has everybody done the thing about the tusk? Okay, get this done.
Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
Así está bien, so, okay, you get the function. So this is for your structure. No.
Turn that one on. Turn it on. Well, that's pretty. And you also got to turn it on around the board.
That's mean.
What?
Yeah, okay. No, but she's not dead. I said, it's gonna be this.
Okay, so everybody got that? Okay. So the big lesson out of this is that they have these special receptors where? In their feet and the tip of their trunk. And we remember seeing in that video, it might not look really pretty. They have a lot of hairs in their trunk too, right?
And it's disgusting.
It didn't look good, but it kind of reminds me of a cat's whiskers, right?
They tried to put their trunk on the camera.
It didn't look really good, but it tells us those trunks are probably really, really sensitive. So it's amazing that an elephant would ever let a human touch the end of their trunk, right? You know how I've told you guys that dogs don't like it when we touch their ears because they're so sensitive? It's amazing that an elephant would ever let a human touch the end of their trunk. You know, they have the Pacinian Corpuscles. They're very touch sensitive. And they have what looks like little whiskers sticking out of their trunks too, right? The end of them, right? All those little hairs. So obviously the ends of their trunks are very, very sensitive. You know, the end of your nose is really sensitive. They also suck out of that trunk. They suck up their water.
Ooh, oh.
They take up water. Wait, they spray in their mouth.
Yeah.
What if they go down their
know.
nose? What if that hurts?
Drink water.
They drink water out of it. They pick up stuff there. They feed it right in their mouth. That trunk has a lot of purposes.
What if they
Nice.
take it up
Yeah,
and
probably.
they down the nose?
I got bones up in my nose.
I don't know what they do, but the trunk is used for picking up vibrations on the ground, for feeding. Oh, that one's trunk on the ground. For picking up vibrations on the ground, for feeding things into their mouth. It's for sucking up water. We know they can spray water. We've seen that in videos, right? They do a lot with that trunk.
Yeah.
Our noses are pretty plain.
And they can still vibration with it.
Ours is very plain. Okay, so we know that elephants can detect ground vibrations with their teeth and trunks.
Even elephants have different, like, sensors in their action.
I don't think so. The book says that bone conduction, I didn't continue reading, but bone conduction allows an elephant to hear ground vibrations. The energy from ground vibrations moves up an elephant's legs into his ears. We saw that in the video, didn't we? So it moves from their feet, right up their legs, and up those big bones in their chest to their ears. Remember that from the video? I didn't have to read it from the book. We saw that in the video.
Oh.
Remember that? Bones, up their legs, chest, their ears. So that's bone conduction. Right. I did this poster and that poster.
And everyone, and the elephant and everyone's eyes are.
Feet and what? I could draw in elephant bones.
Oh,
Oh, who said y'all don't do all those? Wait, what?
I don't want to do it. It looks too hard. I don't like it. Oh, we're just wrong. I like doing it. What is it wrong?
The vibrations and bones. Vibrations and bones. I just realized Hunter's not here. And trunk sense what?
Vibration.
What do they sense, Logan?
Vibration.
Good. Feet and trunk sense vibration. Like y'all from today. There. Oh. Yeah, 5 toes.
There's only 3 down there.
Wow.
I thought they had 3 toes.
You have 6 toes?
And we said that.
Oh.
One was I had 3 toes.
Okay, so we're back here. Okay, class. As energy moves through the ground, it causes vibrations that we think elephants can sense with their feet. Is it just with their feet? What else? And trunks. When energy moves through the air, it causes the elephant's eardrums to vibrate. Moving energy also causes vibrations. As it travels from the elephant's toes. Up through there, what?
Bone. To the ear. Right.
Into the sound receptors in their
Ears.
Hush, please. You're still talking. So what would the sound receptor in the ear be called?
Eardrum.
There you go. This allows elephants.
To hear vibration.
Yep, exactly right. Ground vibrations. Those space up and open so I can grade them during enrichment. That would be fabulous. Okay, we have learned about sounds and ground vibrations. We had a driving question board all over the back. Have we learned about how energy can travel across the distance?
Yeah.
What kinds of sounds travel farther? High sounds or low sounds? Low sounds.
Then they travel to the earth.
Because it travels through the earth, it goes to the ground, right? Does it actually transfer matter through the ground, or does it just transfer energy through the ground? It just transfers energy.
Because sound is energy and vibration is
Correct. We learned that ground vibrations can contain important information that can be sensed by what?
ears, trunk, and feet.
By touch receptors, right? And what are those touch receptors called in elephants?
That one, I forgot. I don't know how to say it.
Pacinian corpuscles.
Yeah, Pacinian corpuscles. That's a difficult word.
So One of the questions that we've still not answered is what elephants do when they detect a vibration that signals danger.
They run away or get in a hurt. Yeah,
But-
they run away.
But we've not,
Studied it.
yeah, we've not studied it yet.
I thought it said in the book, like when that one video when she played like sounds of buffalo.
played the boot box underground.
They turned away from it, but we haven't really studied it very much. So.
Well, but whenever it was on top of them, they started running.
Right,
Because it was
because they
closer.
detected it was closer,
But when it's like underground, that means that it's like
farther away.
So they huddle up.
Right. There's one sentence they want us to read, and we hadn't even got to it yet, so I'm going to continue reading on this page, okay? Another way elephants detect vibrations is through a pathway from the toe bones to the middle ears. With bone conduction, the toes of the listening elephant pick up the vibration, which travels up the legs and all the way up to the skull of the middle ear. These vibrations shake the middle ear bones. Remember looking at the bones that all attach to each other? Just as an airborne sound wave would. And the message is sent to the inner ear and on to the brain. Here. Humans can also hear sounds through bone conduction. The easiest way to experience this is to place your fingers in your ears like this and then talk. Talk to yourself. Can you hear it? It's louder, isn't it? Your own voice.
For some reason, when like you're playing a high pitched sound and you do your ears like that, you can hear it better.
No, but talk with your ears.
I know, you can hear it.
Louder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Loud, isn't it? Aaliyah, did you try it? Aaliyah, did you try it? Put your fingers in your ears and talk. Put your finger in your ears and then talk. No, finger. No. Ricardo. Do like this. Fingers in your ears. Your actual fingers in your ears. And then talk. Loud, isn't it? Bone conduction's loud, right?
I don't like it.
It's weird.
It feels weird, but that shows you just how loud the message is going up an elephant's leg. Right? Loud, yes.
So we whispered. Can I hear it?
They can hear us whispering.
When you whisper too.
Yes, when you whisper through bone conduction, you can hear it loud and clear.
How many miles can I hear? So like if you look like 200 miles, I can hear it.
Well, they know a storm's coming from over 100 miles away.
Dang, that's like 2 hours away.
Uh-huh.
Even in a car, too. Dang.
Okay. Since the elephants demonstrated they could recognize callers through the ground, Caitlin began to question whether recorded alarm calls would successfully keep family groups away from farmers' cornfields. I needed to find a call that would work with a wide range of elephants, regardless of who made the call. And there she talks about what she did to keep them away from farms. So the sentence they want us to look at: vibrations shake the middle ear bones, and the message is sent to the inner ear and onto the brain. So what happens when the message gets to the brain? Do you think an elephant has to think of what to do once the message gets to the brain?
Yes.
Or do you think it's automatic what they do?
Automatic, because they like probably been through it.
Yes, I think it's a really fast thing that the brain already knows what to do because they've already gone through it. It's like,
Like a normal routine.
right, it's a routine. Just like when you get off the bus, you already have a routine. You know where to go when you get off the bus, right? You don't have to think about it. You've already done it before, right?
Yeah, because you've done it so many times.
And then if you've done that 100 times, then all of a sudden your pocket will just be shiny.
But the point is they know what to do because it's already ingrained. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, we've gone through the whole lesson. Tomorrow, We start with animal responses.
Oh, what animals do?
Sea turtle,
No, elephant.
dolphin.
Elephant.
You'll find out tomorrow.
Elephant.
You'll find out tomorrow. Ouch. Okay, so I can walk around real quick.
How does the time fly?
Well,
I
did not throw the clock, so that's
Do you know how Asian elephants are with vanderbilts? Good job. With vanderbilts.
Well, I don't know.
What is it about? What's it about?
It's gonna be worth 6 points and everybody got a 6 out of 6.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how Asian elephants are like littler than
Smaller?
Yeah. Is a bull Asian elephant like regular to the other elephant?
I don't know. Let me get your grades in and let's stop the talking. You do have an RTI assignment for me to do. You could be working on that. It's listed as light electromagnetic spectrum. I haven't. Sorry. Class. Science canvas, assignments. Light. Electromagnetic. Spectrum. It's actually not really an RTI assignment, it's module 4 that we're not getting to. It's things that everybody needs to know.
Oh.
We're having canny problems on the teacher side. It's showing up for students, but not teachers.
Somewhere to do that thing again.
I need my friends quiet, and if Tiffany needs help, Allie, can she come to you? Okay. Allie, can you raise your hand? Tiffany, if you need help, that's who you can go to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Jenny, look at your notebook from today, copy today's notebook. Did you have one borrowed from the school when you were at home, Denny? Did you have a Chromebook borrowed from school at home? Where did that go?
Still at home.
Okay.
Where is it at?
Trey, grab one of mine. I'll start this week. In a minute. Grab one of mine. No, those over there. The sharp. The other side. See it? There you go. Logan, the title is there in blue above my posters. Thank you, Joanne. Allie, you weren't here yesterday. You do the perceptual checkpoint.
Library.
Talking in line, you stop. All right, let's go.
Carry on. Carry on. Okay. That's good. You are fine. Yeah. Everybody around you now.
So much flying now.
Okay, so this is what the radio looks like. Yes. I need you to show me what she used to receive the sound. She's blind and deaf, big bodies. How could, what sensory receptors did she use to hear sound? Hand. So draw that in your picture. Tap your points in the picture.
So should I go draw a hand?
Draw her with her hand on the radio, and I drew the radio with my finger. Then you need to draw her family, 2 figures time, and how they received it. What would they be receiving? And there's a big hint back in back already. What do we use? What part of it? What part? What part right here? Okay. Draw it and write it. You got all that done? Okay, we'll do that. You're gonna keep on going up. That's everything. And you grade up.
all during Richmond, you're gonna be copying, doing science, during RTI, you're gonna be doing math. And then when you go, the second block, you'll be doing as much English as you can. Oh, y'all didn't hear all the yelling out in the hallway, did you?
Yeah, I do.
Krudlick's door is stuck. It's
Oh.
locked, stuck. They can't get in. Her car keys are in there. All the student stuff is in there. A Chrome card, everything. Woods can't get the door open. See, I've got all the good tools. I told you my husband's good at fixing stuff. So my room has all the good tools in it. My husband gives me good tools. Mr. Woods comes to my room all the time. He has my tools. That's why he's in here. I told you my husband hooks me up with the good stuff. And see, I had to go to the book fair to get stuff for Mila. My husband's been like, has my granddaughter not got enough books yet? No. And she's learned to count. I got her book for counting.
I just want that, who's it called? This is module 3 and I have module 4.
Yeah, you just got the book for module 4. Are you?
I don't have module 3.
You don't have a module 3 notebook?
My mom can do it.
So you can't see sparks. So you're writing that in module 4 notebook? You don't have module 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Get a piece of paper over there and let me text Miss Sparks.
Oh, yeah.
Right over there.
I have paper by thing.
There's paper right there. Keep walking. You see that picture of me over there in the cabinet with the E? Okay, paper right underneath it. Straight. Look, Benny. There you go. $3 of medicine. My nose is still running. Okay, Miss Page is going to be my sub for Friday morning, so don't forget Friday morning I'm going to be out, guys. Just the morning now, I'm going to be out, back in the afternoon. And obviously my work will be in Canvas like it always is.
I need to use like these.
Awesomeness. I mean, you're the first one to use this one on. And it didn't come out right.
I said her family's view because I don't know.
Okay. Let me get a copy real quick. Let me see what other version this is. So this is lesson 12, 13. Nope, missing lesson 8. And lesson 7. Right. 8, 7 on the video. Let me give you this. You'll need your notebook to do them. Here you go. Awesome job. Now I have another one to hang out in the hallway. And both of these books are not AR, but they are cool books. I had to get the one that had a chameleon on the front since I used to own one. Thank you. mean? Are you copying? Are you copying the stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you writing, baby?
Right here.
Right, what he has in his notebook, set up the table on your paper, flip your paper over the other side, so you're on the correct side. No, look, you see your paper? You see? There you go, like that. So whatever lesson that says at the top, label this that lesson. And then put today's date, which is 4/14/21. 4/14/21. And whatever lesson it says, and then your name is here. Okay? And then get started. Okay? Ooh.
Maybe she's making.
Did you get your new one? You got your new one Monday? Grab one. Jenny, do you need to go to the restroom?
No, ma'am.
This is your only chance to go until lunchtime. here.
What's that?
My boys went to the restaurant, and your boys just come out of, and they said someone made a big mess in the last stall. So I pulled up paper all over the floor. I'm really tired of just before drinking with that people's bathroom, especially when they have a restroom break. It's ridiculous. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Now that you know, yes, now you know why it's so irritating my kids are not taking my job. Yes, I've got thousands of dollars worth of books in my classroom. And I just put the book there off of my classroom. They're not in our- I know. Copy it out of your head book. Your light and electromagnetic energy science assignment in first grade. Actually,
fabulous. The elephant's falling off the wall. I guess the elephant's too heavy. I'll fix it in a minute.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Elephants weigh a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
They're heavy.
I guess you have to piece this out and really.
Dessert. Elephant's gonna eat ice cream dessert.
Ice cream made.
Forgot to turn off the Zoom. Still have Zoom going.